A man ate my cat. This story was told to me by Julia. This happened to me when I was 7 years old. I was living with my uncle at the time. My uncle adopted me when I was just a baby. Due to my mother passing away during childbirth and my father being on drugs and homeless, I was a lonely child due to my uncle working 2 jobs and me not really having many friends. So my uncle bought me a cat for my birthday. I named her Bells. I slept with her, played with her, took her everywhere I went. Me and that cat were pretty much inseparable. I remember that I would get off the school bus and race home as fast as I could so I could play with Bells. I loved my little kitten so much, and after a month of spoiling her, I remember that I began taking her to the park after school, just so that I could have something to do instead of waiting for my uncle in our empty apartment. He normally got home around 7 or 8 at night. I was holding my little kitten while swinging slowly on the swings when I noticed out of the corner of my eye a strange man staring at me with a creepy grin. I tried to ignore him, as my uncle always told me not to pay any attention to the homeless people who hung out around our apartment complex. And this man was clearly homeless. He wore a black plastic bag for a shirt and some old stained sweatpants. He was filthy. I didn't want to provoke him, so I just didn't pay him any attention. After hanging out at the park with my cat a while longer, I returned home. And that was that. Fast forward a few days, and I had been visiting the park every day, and every day that same man would be there, looking at me with that crooked grin. Now, due to the fact that the man hadn't done anything to bother me, or hadn't approached me in any way, I found it easy to ignore him. And after a while, I was used to him being there, staring. Now mind you, I was a child, so I was very naive to the dangers of a creepy guy like him hanging around a place for children. It was Friday, and I was restless. I went to the park after school as I normally did, and I began swinging on the swings as usual. As I was swinging, a shadow blocked out the sun. I looked up, and there he was, standing over me with that smile of his. I clutched my kitten tightly to my chest and stuttered out a greeting. My uncle taught me to be polite, no matter how strange the person may be. His plastic bag shirt rustled as he knelt beside me, and I could smell his rank odor. Hey, hey, hello? I said. The man didn't say anything for a long time, and I was about to leave when finally he said, "Hello, I like your Garfield." Now mind you, my cat is not orange, nor is she fat. She was small and brown. So this confused me. I pointed at Bells and told the man, "Sorry, sir, this is Bells. She's not Garfield." The man simply chuckled, stood and walked away, all the while singing, "Garfield, Garfield, little tasty Garfield." I hurried out of there so fast, I may have set a world record. When my uncle got home, I told him what happened. He said that I should stay in the apartment from now on until he returned home from work. The next day, my uncle had the day off, so he surprised me by taking me to a movie in the morning. However, he said that I couldn't take Bells with me, so I left her in my room, and I shut the door tight so that she couldn't get out. My uncle and I had a great day. We went to the movies, went out to eat, and then we got ice cream. When we returned home, however, this is where things took a turn for the crazy, and I will never forget what happened. We stepped into our apartment to find that homeless man sitting at our kitchen table. I had been the first one inside, so when I saw him, I screamed. My uncle raced in after me, and when he saw the man, he pulled out his pistol and aimed it at him, all while shouting for the man to leave. The man turned to look at us, and that's when I saw what he was doing. He was eating what looked like a little furry leg. Blood covered his face, hands, the floor, the table, and his plastic bag. The man stood and held out the leg to me. Then he sang, Garfield, Garfield, little tasty Garfield. My uncle kicked the guy in the crotch and the man fell to the floor. Then my uncle dialed 911, all while aiming his pistol at the man's head. I was crying when I saw the body of Bells lying on the table. The man had chopped her up and was eating her. The police arrived in just a couple of minutes and took the man away. As the man was escorted out of our apartment, he turned to me and said something I will never forget. He said, I would have eaten you too if the gunslinger wouldn't have taken you out today. The police forced him out, and the man sang all the way to the police car. Garfield, Garfield, little tasty Garfield. We later found out that the man had gotten in through my bedroom window. Due to our apartment being on the first floor, my uncle and I soon moved into a house in a much nicer neighborhood. I have never been able to look at another cat. And ever since then, I've had to take therapy because every time I close my eyes, I swear I can still see the mangled body of Bells lying on that table and the sound of that man singing in my dreams. Garfield, Garfield, little tasty Garfield. Hello everyone, you have been listening to Unseen Dragons. My name is, well, that's not really important. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with all of your friends. Now, I want to reiterate what I said in my last video. I am a blind man, and due to that fact, it will be hard for me to add pictures to my videos. I hope that that does not take away the quality of my videos. I work hard to record these stories for you, and believe me, I will be posting stories on this channel regularly. So, make sure you comment in the comment section down below and tell me how you like this video and give me any constructive criticism on things that I might be able to change. Now, these stories that I am submitting are stories that I have collected from people who I know in my own life. This channel will rely on those as well as creepypastas that I have written and subscriber submission stories. I want to make this channel a little different than the others. I know that a lot of these scary story channels on YouTube rely on stories from Reddit or other stories from the internet. But I want my channel to be a little bit different. I want to rely solely on stories that I write, stories that I find from people in my life, and stories from my fantastic subscribers who, even though they are very little right now, I still want you all to know that I appreciate you for smashing that button. Now, again, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, the first 5 subscribers to submit a story to my channel will receive a free prize from UnseenDragons. Now, please submit your stories, like, share, and don't forget, always listen to your instincts, and always stay aware.